Hey yogis, I'm Kate and welcome to your new favorite class. So the last few weeks we've been doing a lot, like go, go, go. We've been doing all of the things. Well, today, prepare yourself to do less. That's right, I said it, the magic words. So grab a couple of blankets and a block, find a quiet spot, roll out your mat. Hell, pause this video and go put on something even more cozy. And let's do less. Okay, so grab one of your blankets and you're gonna unfold it and kind of line your mat because we're gonna lay down. And since we're gonna be on our backs for a little while, we might as well be super comfortable. It's a good plan, right? So go ahead and unfold one of your blankets. Give yourself some extra padding and make sure you've got the other things that you're gonna want near you, like your other blanket and your block. Make sure you've got them close by. And just go ahead and lay down and get yourself comfortable. Shift around, whatever it is, right? You're gonna bend your knees. Take your feet wide and let your knees drop in toward each other. And one hand can come to your stomach if you'd like. One hand can come over your heart. If that feels awkward and uncomfortable, your arms can just blop out to the sides. Whatever works for you today, you're just gonna close your eyes. And take a few breaths. Start to feel the ground underneath you. And exhale by exhale, feel yourself soften into that ground, that floor. And as you do feel it, rise up to meet you here, to support you, to hold you. Feel your attention move to your breath. And don't worry about changing your breath or making it something that it isn't today. Just notice your breath, right? Where it goes, how it feels. Are you breathing mostly in your chest? Or is it going down deeper into your belly? No good, no bad, no right, no wrong. Just is. Just us making space for how we are right now. And if anything feels super comfortable in our practice today and you want to stay there, if you want to just stay right here, I invite you to do that, to listen to what you need. Obviously, you picked this one because you wanted to do less. So if you want to do even less than what I'm offering, please do. You're going to take your arms and drop them out to the sides if they aren't there already. And with your feet still wide, let your knees drop over to the right. You can roll your head to the left. Inhale, bring everything through center, and exhale, drop them over to the left. Knees go left, your gaze goes right. And a breath or two right here. Beautiful. Inhale, come on up through center. Exhale, knees over to the right. One more time. Take your right ankle over the top of your left thigh. And now if you want, you can take your left arm and stretch it straight back behind you. If this is too much at any point on your low back or on your left knee, you can always take your right foot off and come back into the original twist we did. Just a big breath here. That's it. And with that ankle still crossed over the top of your left thigh, you're going to bring your legs up through center and pause. Take your right hand to your inner right thigh and press it away. You can flex that right foot a little bit here. And slide your hand into your hip crease and press that open. And maybe this feels like a big old nothing burger, and that's okay. Now drop your legs over to the left.
You can let your right arm spill out to the side. You can either take your left hand to your inner thigh and press it away, or if it's accessible, you can take your left hand to the top of your right foot and just feel it kind of root down. Either way, you want to feel this thigh move away from you and spin your head, your chest, your shoulders, all the things to the right, like you were trying to get away from that right leg. That's it. Feel your breath soften. Beautiful. Inhale it up through the middle. When you get to the top, cross your right leg all the way over the left. You're going to pull your knees in for a Supta Gomukhasana. Flex your feet, and you can slide your hands down to your knees or your shins. If this feels super crunchy and very uncomfortable, you can stay in your figure four. I just like to switch it up a little bit once in a while. Relax your shoulders and feel that outer right hip pull away from your armpit. You got it. Take a breath in. And when you exhale, drop your left foot to the floor. Let your arms drop out to your sides. Again, this time your knees are going to drop over to the right. You can slide your gaze to the left. Inhale up through center. Keep that left foot on the floor, but pull your right knee into your chest. Just give it a hug. And now slide your hands behind your right thigh. Stretch your foot up, and you're going to roll out some circles here. Maybe in the other direction. And a little point and flex through your foot. And pause right here, press up through your heel. Feel the back of your thigh push into your hands like 45% effort. If you want to extend that left leg out, you can. And then bend that right knee into your chest. Left leg can stay out. I just feel like I'm working too hard. And we're going to bring this right leg into a half happy baby. Yeah. That's it. You got it. And then drop your right foot next to your left one. Soles of your feet are going to come together. Let your knees open out to the sides. And if this feels like super wonk on your hips, you can take your fists right at your like butt cheek crease. Support the root of your leg. What am I even saying? I don't know. Hopefully it makes sense. Relax here. Okay. You're going to take your hands, slide them up your legs, pull your knees in toward each other, and then scooch those feet wide. Take a breath here. When you exhale, let your knees drop over to the left, and your arms can splay out to the sides. And then that left ankle is going to come right on top of your right thigh. And that right arm is going to stretch back. Keeping that ankle crossed. Come on up through the middle. Arms out to the sides. Now let's pause here. Why don't you take your left hand to your inner thigh and press it open. I'm getting ahead of myself here. And then slide it right into your hip crease and press that open. Okay, now we can take those legs and drop them over to the right. And there are options here. If you want to take your right hand to your inner thigh and press it open, that's cool. If you want to take your right hand, if it's accessible, right, you can grab the top of your foot and spin everything to the left. As you sweep that left inner thigh away from you, let your chest move away from your thigh. They're both like, it's a mutual ew. Another breath here. Nothing like a mutual ew. Come on up. Through the middle. Oh, here we go. You're going to cross that left leg all the way over. Remember, you can stay in figure 4 if Supta Gomukhasana is ew. And pull your knees in, flex your feet, grab your shins, maybe your ankles, your feet, whatever works, right? Feel your heels move away from each other gently as that left hip pulls away from your left armpit. And we breathe here. Notice if there are places in your body that are tense that don't need to be, like your arms or your neck or your cheeks or your jaw. And now take that right foot back down to the floor. We're going to twist to the left, right? So arms out. You can twist your knees over to the left. Slide your gaze to the right. Exactly right. Come on up through the middle. Right foot on the mat. Pull your left knee into your chest. Just give it a nice tug here. And now stretch that left leg up. Interlace your fingers behind the thigh and roll it out. Circles in one direction, circles in the other. And then point and flex to that ankle. And take a moment to press your heel up toward the ceiling and press the back of your thigh gently into your hands. Remember, we're trying to do less here. So if you're a turbo hamstring stretcher, chill it out a little bit. How's that? If you want to, you can stretch that right leg out. Maybe that feels like too much today. Bend your knee into your chest and bring it into a half happy baby here. Beautiful. Take your left foot down to the floor and now pull both knees into your chest. Take them wide. Feel your shoulder blades settle in. The center of the back of your head is going to press down and feel your whole low back like it could lengthen out on the floor, like you were going to do a little imprint of your spine on the mat. Just breathe here. You got it. Draw your knees together. You're going to roll to one side. Make your way up into table.
You can keep the blanket right where it is if it's not distracting. Roll through a couple of rounds of cat and cow. Just to start to tune in a little bit with your breath. Yeah, 2 more of those. Last one. And then hold that exhale, that rounded spine, press into the floor. Draw your chin a little closer to your chest. Give your head a little shake side to side. Nice, you got it. And you're going to come back into your table and just start to roll your shoulders in one direction. Like you were shrugging them up toward your ears. Yes. And then roll those shoulders in the other direction, which maybe feels kind of awkward, but just working into your shoulders, upper back a little bit. And then pause here, and we're going to do little kind of serratus push-ups, right? So from the middle of your torso down to your tailbone, try to keep it all steady. And you're just going to press into the floor and push your upper back toward the sky. You got it. And then when you exhale, you're just going to kind of let your chest drop down. Like your chest was an elevator and your upper arms was the elevator shaft. Making a lot of sense today. Press into the floor, and then you're going to press away so that upper back domes toward the sky. And then soften it down. A few more of those, really trying to isolate that movement between the shoulder blades. You got it. Press it up. Last one, soften it down. And then come back to neutral, right? Where you're pressing into the floor, but not too much. And you're going to take your right forearm down onto the floor, spin it across in front of your chest, and just walk your left hand forward. Let's get into your shoulders a little bit. Feel your tailbone lengthen. Feel your low belly lift and walk your fingertips forward. Drag your hips back gently. Let the tops of your feet settle into the floor so you're gently anchored back there. That's it. Now slide that left elbow underneath you. And we're going to switch sides, right? So left forearm across in front of your chest. Walk that right hand forward. Same deal here as those right fingertips walk forward. Pull your hips gently back. A light engagement through your core. The low belly lifts. As your upper arm draws away from the mat, feel your chest soften down. That's it. And then walk that right hand underneath you. Press yourself up into table. And now both hands walk forward for puppy pose. Wrap your triceps in so those elbow creases roll toward the front edge of your mat. And now as you draw your hips back and you press into the tops of your feet, feel your chest soften. You can even drop your head. Give it a little shake. You got it. Walk your hands underneath your shoulders. Take your hips back to your heels. Child's pose here. If you want to grab your block, you can grab your block and rest your forehead on it. Maybe a stacked fist is working for you. Just take a minute here, relax your shoulders. Let your elbows drop down. Let the weight of your head soften so the muscles in the back of your neck can relax. And breathe here. And if child's pose is not a resty place to be, you can sit upright and just take a moment here with your hands to your laps and breathe. And now with your seat on your heels. So if you're upright, we can still do a side stretch. It's just going to be a little bit different. So if you're here in your extended child's pose, pop onto your fingertips. You're going to walk your hands over to the right. If you're upright, just drop that right hand to the floor. We take a stretch through that left side. You can take your right hand, walk it back like it was going to reach toward the back edge of the mat. And maybe you can use that right hand to pull you a little bit more into the stretch. And bring your right hand back to your left. Walk yourself through center. And come on over to the other side. Same thing here. You can take that lean over to the left if you're upright. Plant those right fingertips, pull your right hip back, and then maybe walk that left hand back behind you. Left hand's going to meet the right. Walk yourself through center and come on up. Find your table and some circles in your hips. That's it. You're going to float your right leg back. Inhale. When you exhale, step it up between your thumbs. Blocks here if you want them, but we're just going to sink. Feel your hips melt and your chest lift. Deep breath. Exhale, pull it back. Ardha Hanuman. Sitting bones slide back behind you. Rock forward into your lunge just enough so you can now step that right foot back. Walk your hands forward and you're going to lower yourself all the way down to the floor. Hands underneath your shoulders, curl it up, baby cobra. Inhale. Exhale, release, push into your hands. Come on up through table. Stretch your hips back to your heels. Find a child's pose for a breath. It's our baby vinyasa here. Come on up into table. Delightful. Step your left foot back. Sweep it up. And then up between your thumbs with it. Hands on those blocks if you want them. Sink your hips, stretch your chest forward. Beautiful. Now slide your hips back, Ardha Hanuman. What more do we need? Beautiful. Rock forward. Going to step that left foot back. Walk your hands forward and lower yourself down all the way. Thighs, hips, chest. Let it be luxurious. Hands underneath your shoulders, baby cobra. Release your forehead. Press up through table. Slide your hips back to your heels, child's pose. And now from here, we're going to come on up into table. Sweep your feet to one side. Take a seat. And you can scoot yourself forward. So you're still on the blanket here, right? You still have enough blanket underneath you. Grab your block. Lower yourself all the way back down onto the floor. Oh, and you're going to push into your feet. Lift your hips. And you can take that blanket. Well, yeah, if you have a little blanket nugget, you can put that there too. But the block is probably the most useful prop here. You're going to put it underneath your sacrum, right? That bone right at the base of your spine. And just relax your arms out to the sides for a moment. The weight of your shoulders relax into the floor, the weight of your head. Till your hips relax into the blanket. And close your eyes and breathe. And then slowly and gently draw one knee into your chest and then the other, and just take your legs and stretch them up. The legs in space pose. You can keep your eyes closed here and your breath steady. You're going to bend your knees into your chest, and one foot at a time, step back down into your supported bridge. Press on your feet. Lift your hips. You're going to slide the block out. Keep your hips lifted. Take your arms and stretch them back behind you. Oh, just let them rest on the floor there. And then slowly you're going to kind of curl your tailbone under and roll yourself down. Oh, nice and slow on the floor. Oh, and at last your hips get down there. You're going to take your arms wide. Let your knees drop over to the right. And up through center, let your knees windshield wiper over the left. And up through the middle. Hug your knees into your chest. And roll to your right side. Pause here. And press into the strength of your arms. Come on up. Find a comfortable seat. If you can with your eyes closed, then go for it. But take a moment. Settle here with a nice tall spine. A lifted heart. And if you want, you can bring your palms together to Anjali Mudra and bow your head and honor this time on your mat. This time of doing less. Know that your yoga practice doesn't always have to look like some crazy, hard power flow, that we can also find just as nourishing a practice here by doing less. So it is my wish for you today that you move slowly and with ease. Thanks for practicing with me. I look forward to practicing with you again. As always, like, comment. I love hearing from you guys. Thank you so much from all of you who always drop a comment. I love hearing from you. So keep it up and share with a friend. Make it a great day.